Welcome to GrimFace, where we face the shadows, embrace the struggle, and rise stronger than ever. To our returning warriors, welcome back. You already know what we're about: raw truth, relentless growth, and the unapologetic pursuit of becoming unstoppable. Your commitment to breaking free from the chains of mediocrity inspires this movement, and we're honored to have you with us. For those joining us for the first time, understand this: GrimFace isn't just a channel, it's a movement. A place for those who dare to stand apart, who refuse to be controlled by fear, by doubt, by the expectations of a world that wants you to stay small. If you're ready to face the hard truths, to take control of your life, and to transform into the person you were meant to be, you're in the right place. In this video, we're diving deep into the power of transformation, how adversity, the mind-body connection, emotional mastery, and relentless action can unlock the version of yourself you've always known was waiting. So if you're ready to rise, to fight, and to break free, hit that subscribe button and join the GrimFace movement. Because here, we don't just survive, we conquer. Let's get started. Lesson 1. The power of thoughts on health. Do you truly understand the force that resides within you? Not your muscles, not your bones, but your thoughts. That intangible, relentless stream in your mind is far more powerful than you dare to believe. It is the architect of your health, the sculptor of your well-being, or the saboteur of your destruction. Every thought you think is a whisper to your body, a command issued to your cells. When those whispers are laced with fear, self-doubt, and chaos, they become poison. They saturate your body with stress hormones, tightening your chest, stealing your breath, and making your heart race in futile panic. Stress becomes your master, and your body its broken servant, succumbing to illness, fatigue, and despair. But what if you could seize control of this force? What if you could harness your thoughts to heal instead of harm? This is not fantasy. This is neurochemical reality. Your brain is the control center, capable of releasing powerful chemicals that can soothe pain, reduce inflammation, and even accelerate healing. All it takes is focus, a disciplined, deliberate focus that aligns your mind with the vitality your body craves. Think of this: every negative thought, every moment of doubt is a vote against your health. But every positive, intentional thought is a step toward resilience, a seed planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious, ready to grow into strength, balance, and healing. Repetition is your weapon. When you feed your mind with images of health, with affirmations of strength, you begin to condition your body. Neurochemical conditioning is not wishful thinking. It is the science of aligning your mind and body. Every time you visualize your body thriving, you're training your nervous system. Every affirmation of health you speak retrains your brain. But this is no easy path. It requires a ruthless commitment to banishing the negative, to silencing the doubts that creep into your mind. You must become a warrior against the darkness within yourself, replacing every fear with purpose, every doubt with determination. When the world pushes you, when pain grips you, do not let your mind betray you. Instead, use it as your greatest ally. See yourself healed. See yourself whole. Command your body to follow the blueprint of health that you carve with your thoughts. This is your power, hidden but limitless. Do not squander it. Take control. Because your thoughts, for better or worse, are the foundation of your health. And in this life, health is not given. It is earned. Earn it. Create it. And watch as your body answers the call of a mind that has finally awakened to its own power. The choice is yours. Will your thoughts be your downfall, or your deliverance. Lesson 2. Mind-body connection and healing. There's a force within you, a bridge that connects the unseen to the physical, the mind to the body. It's always been there, waiting to be noticed, waiting to be wielded. This force has the power to shape your reality and rewrite the very code of your existence. It's not magic. It's not mysticism. It's the truth you've been conditioned to ignore, the mind-body connection. You see, your body is not a passive bystander. It listens. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel is a directive. Your mind sends the orders, and your body obeys without question. So I ask you, what are you commanding it to do? Are you giving it the strength to heal? Or are you shackling it to the chaos of your fears and doubts? Thoughts are not empty echoes. They are intentions. They carry weight. When you focus your mind, visualizing health, strength, and vitality, you send clear instructions to your body to align with that vision. You create coherence, a harmony between mind and biology. And when the two are aligned, miracles happen. Healing accelerates. Pain diminishes. Your cells respond to the story your mind is telling. But here lies the danger. Emotions, those chemical records of the past, can become your greatest enemy. Every time you cling to anger, replay the sting of betrayal, or drown in sorrow, you anchor yourself to that pain. You lock your body into a state of stress, flooding it with hormones that corrode your health and trap you in a cycle of disease. Stress is not just a feeling, it is a killer. It lives in the chemical cocktail your body churns out when your mind fixates on negativity. And yet, so many of us carry that weight, refusing to let go, allowing our past to write the story of our future. This is where you must take control. Break free from those chains. Visualize the life you want, the health you deserve, with such clarity and conviction that your body has no choice but to follow. You must rewire yourself, reprogram the connection between your mind and body. But make no mistake, this requires effort. It requires a ruthless commitment to self-awareness, to see your emotions not as truth, but as patterns, to stop being a victim of your past and become the architect of your future. Ask yourself, what story are you telling your body? Are you speaking of healing, growth, and resilience? Or are you echoing the bitterness and fear that bind you to suffering? The mind-body connection is a tool, a double-edged sword. If you wield it carelessly, it will cut you down. But if you master it, it will transform you. The choice is yours. Direct your thoughts, visualize your intention, and set yourself free. Because within you lies the power to heal, to rise, and to transcend. The mind and body are not separate. They are one. And when you embrace that truth, you become unstoppable. Now, what will you do with that power? Will you wield it, or will you let it wither, unused? The time to decide is now. Lesson 3. Overcoming stress and emotional addiction. Stress. It is not a fleeting feeling. It is a predator that latches onto your mind and body, draining the life from you moment by moment. Most of us don't even recognize its grip until it's too late. Chronic stress is not an accident. It's the byproduct of a mind that has forgotten how to let go, a body that has forgotten how to heal. You see, your body is designed for balance, for homeostasis. But when fear, frustration, and anger take root, they hijack this natural state. They drag you into chaos, forcing your body to exist in survival mode. This is no way to live. It is merely existing, a slow descent into ruin. And here's the cruel truth. Many of us are addicted to this state. Yes, addicted. Not to drugs or alcohol, but to emotions. those chemical storms that rage within us, fed by the traumas of our past. That anger you cling to, that sorrow you wear like armor. They're not just emotions, they're habits, patterns hardwired into your body. You replay the same memories, relive the same pain, over and over again. Why? Because it feels familiar, and the body craves what it knows, even if it's poison. The pain becomes your identity, the stress your constant companion. You tell yourself it's unavoidable, that you're just dealing with life. But in truth, you are a prisoner of your own creation. How do you break free from the cycle? First, you must understand that stress is not your enemy. It is a signal. It tells you where you are out of alignment, where you are clinging to fear instead of faith, to frustration instead of flow. Listen to it, and then take control. Recognize the addiction for what it is, a lie. You are not your anger. You are not your trauma. Those emotions are shadows, echoes of the past. They have no power unless you give it to them. To overcome stress, you must sever the ties that bind you to your emotional addictions. But this will not be easy. It requires vigilance. You must retrain your mind, replacing the toxic patterns with ones that serve your growth. Visualize yourself breaking free. Every time the past tries to pull you back, meet it with resolve. Remind yourself that you are no longer that person, no longer trapped in that moment. Breathe deeply, deliberately. Reset your body's rhythms. Let each breath remind you that you are alive, here, now, not in the shadow of what once was. This is the power of presence, the key to reclaiming your balance. You must decide. Will you continue to let the past dictate your future? Or will you rise, sever the chains, and rewrite the story of your life? Stress does not define you. Trauma does not own you. But if you do not confront them, they will consume you. The choice is yours. Remain in the cycle, addicted to the pain, or step into your power and break free. This is your battle. Win it. Because on the other side of stress lies freedom, and on the other side of fear lies the life you were meant to live. Are you ready to fight for it? Or will you surrender to the addiction that has held you captive for far too long? The time to choose is now. Lesson 4. Meditation as a tool for change. Close your eyes and breathe. Do you feel it? That endless noise, that restless current of thought dragging you in every direction? This is your prison. These are the chains of your conditioning, cycles of stress, fear, and chaos that dominate your life. But what if I told you that within this very noise lies the key to your liberation? That the chaos within can be tamed, transformed, and turned into a force of healing and power. Meditation. It's not just sitting in silence. It's not retreating from the world. It is a weapon, a tool to shatter the illusions that bind you, to break the patterns that keep you trapped in suffering. Your mind is a battlefield. Thoughts wage war against each other, pulling your body into the same chaos. Stress, frustration, fear, they are not just feelings. They are patterns, etched deeply into your subconscious. And unless you take control, they will consume you. But meditation is your counterstrike. When you meditate, you take the fight to the source. You silence the noise, focus your attention, and reclaim your mind. You begin to see your thoughts for what they are: fleeting, meaningless, unless you give them power. In this silence, you can rewire yourself. Heart-centered meditation, in particular, is a gateway to coherence, a harmony between the heart and brain. When your heart and brain are in sync, something extraordinary happens. Your body begins to heal. Stress dissipates. Emotional balance emerges. You become more than the sum of your parts. You become aligned with the power within. This is not easy. Meditation requires discipline. It demands that you face the darkest corners of your mind, the truths you've been running from. It is not about escaping. It is about confronting. Confronting the fear, the pain, the chaos. Sitting with it until it no longer holds sway over you. With every breath, you dismantle the old patterns. With every moment of focus, you build something new. You condition your body for healing. You train your mind for resilience. You transform. But make no mistake, this is a battle. Your mind will resist. It will cling to the chaos because chaos is familiar. It will fight to keep you in the cycle. And this is where you must rise. Push through the resistance. Hold the line. Because on the other side of that struggle is freedom. Meditation is not a luxury. It is survival. In this world of endless noise, it is your sanctuary, your training ground, your proving ground. So I ask you, will you pick up this weapon? Will you wield it with the discipline and determination required to transform your life? Or will you let the chaos win? The choice is yours, as it always has been. But remember this, within the silence lies power, and within the stillness lies strength. Are you ready to claim it? The time to act is now. Breathe. Focus. Transformation. The battlefield is within, and the victory is waiting for you to seize it. Will you? Lesson 5. Neuroplasticity and the creation of new habits. Look at yourself. Not the surface, not the mask you show the world, but the raw, unfiltered you. Do you see it? The habits that enslave you, the thoughts that cage you, the emotions that chain you to the version of yourself you've outgrown. You tell yourself, change is impossible, that this is who you are. But that's a lie. Your brain is not static. It is not a monument to your past. It is a battlefield, a place where the old you fights for survival against the potential of what you could become. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. You have the power to rewrite it all, to tear down the old pathways of fear, doubt, and failure, and to build new ones, pathways of resilience, strength, and transformation. This is neuroplasticity, the ability of your brain to adapt, to reshape itself with every thought you think, every feeling you embrace, and every action you take. You are not a victim of your wiring. You are its architect. But make no mistake, this is no passive process. It demands work. Ruthless, intentional work. You see, the brain thrives on repetition. Whatever you feed it, whatever you practice, becomes its truth. If you dwell on fear, your brain becomes a fortress for it. If you live in doubt, your neurons will weave a web to trap you there. But if you choose differently, if you choose strength, focus, and belief, you can dismantle the old and create the new. This isn't easy. Building a new self requires destroying the old one. It demands that you confront the habits and thoughts that no longer serve you and replace them with ones that do. It requires mental rehearsal, seeing yourself not as you are, but as you could be. Visualization isn't just daydreaming, it's preparation. Every time you picture yourself succeeding, thriving, living the life you desire, you prime your brain to make it a reality. But visualization alone isn't enough. You must act, consistently, repeatedly. Every small step, every deliberate choice, rewires your brain. Every time you resist the pull of the old you and choose the path of the new, you carve a stronger connection until that path becomes second nature. This is the creation of a new self. It's not magic, it's science. But it feels like magic when you start to see the changes. When you realize you are no longer controlled by fear, no longer anchored to your past. And yet, the process will test you. The old you will fight for survival. It will whisper lies. try to pull you back into the comfort of the familiar. But comfort is a trap, and the familiar is your cage. To change, you must push through the discomfort, embrace the unknown, and commit to the process, no matter how hard it gets. So, I ask you, who will you become? Will you remain a prisoner of your past? Or will you rise as the architect of your future? Will you let the old self win? Or will you burn it down and build something greater? The power is yours. The time is now. Your brain is waiting for your command. Rewire it. Transform it. Become it. Because the new you is not a dream. It's a decision. Make it. And make it now. Lesson 6. Community and collective consciousness. Alone, we are fragile. Even the strongest of us can break under the weight of isolation. But together, we are a force that reshapes reality itself. Have you ever felt it? That electric charge in a room where people are united by a shared purpose, a singular energy. That is the power of community. That is the power of collective consciousness. Transformation isn't just a personal journey. It's a shared experience. Your thoughts, your emotions, your very essence radiate outward, influencing everyone around you. And in turn, you are shaped by them. Every action, every word, every intention creates a ripple, a pulse that spreads through the people in your life, amplifying or diminishing their capacity for change. This is not just philosophy, it's fact. Science tells us that our biology is influenced by the environments we inhabit and the people we surround ourselves with. Your neurons, your chemistry, your very DNA can shift in the presence of a powerful collective. In a supportive environment, your potential expands. In a toxic one, it withers. Think of the power within a room where everyone shares the same goal, the same hunger for growth. The energy multiplies, feeding off itself, lifting everyone to a level they could never reach alone. A shared intention isn't just an idea, it's a force. It can heal, it can transform, it can change lives. But here's the dark truth. Not all communities are created equal. Some will pull you down, smother your growth, and poison your mind. If you surround yourself with fear, anger, or mediocrity, that's what you'll become. The collective consciousness is neutral. It reflects whatever is fed into it. So I ask you, what are you feeding into your world? Are you spreading fear or courage, doubt or belief? Because every thought you share, every action you take, contributes to the energy of the whole. If you want transformation, you must demand it of yourself and inspire it in others. Find your tribe, the ones who challenge you, who push you, who force you to evolve. Stand with those who ignite a fire in your soul, not those who extinguish it. Together, you can create an environment so powerful that change becomes inevitable. But understand this, being part of a community doesn't mean hiding in the crowd. It means stepping up. It means being a leader in your own right, setting the example for others to follow. When you rise, you give others permission to rise with you. When you heal, you create a ripple effect of healing that spreads farther than you can imagine. This is the power of collective consciousness. It is a weapon for those who dare to wield it, a tool for transformation on a scale you cannot achieve alone. But it requires vigilance. It requires discernment. Choose your community wisely. Feed it wisely, because it will either be your greatest ally or your greatest enemy. So, will you stand alone in your struggle, or will you join forces with those who seek what you seek? Will you contribute to the noise of mediocrity, or will you amplify the signal of greatness? The choice is yours. One mind is powerful. A united collective is unstoppable. Now rise, and take your place in the force that reshapes the world. Together we transform. Together we conquer. Together we become more than we ever could alone. Will you? Lesson 7. The role of emotional states in health. Emotions. Mere fleeting feelings you tell yourself. Harmless. Insignificant. But this lie you've been taught is the very reason so many are trapped in cycles of sickness, despair, and chaos. Your emotions are not harmless. They are commands, signals that ripple through your body, shaping your health, your reality, and your future. Do you feel the weight of anger, the sting of fear, the suffocating grip of hopelessness? These emotions are not just in your mind. They are in your blood, your cells, your DNA. Every moment you dwell in negativity, your body listens and responds, locking you into a state of stress, pulling you further from the balance you so desperately need. Stress is no mere inconvenience. It is the enemy of life itself. It drives your nervous system into overdrive, flooding your body with hormones that corrode, weaken, and destroy. And the longer you remain there, the harder it becomes to escape. But here's the truth they don't tell you. Just as your emotions can destroy, they can also heal. Elevated emotions, gratitude, joy, love, are not just pleasant feelings. They are the keys to unlocking the biological genius within you. When you feel gratitude, your body begins to shift. Your heart rhythm stabilizes, your immune system strengthens, and your nervous system finds its rhythm. When you embrace joy, you flood your body with chemicals that repair and regenerate. And when you feel love, not the shallow, fleeting kind, but a deep, all-encompassing love, you bring your body into harmony. This is homeostasis. This is balance. This is healing. But make no mistake, these states do not come naturally in a world designed to keep you distracted, divided, and disconnected. You must fight for them. You must choose them, intentionally, relentlessly, even when everything in you screams to give in to despair. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it is a weapon. Joy is not just a fleeting moment, it is a practice. Love is not just a reaction, it is a discipline. You must cultivate these states with the same intensity as a warrior sharpens their blade. Start small. Find one thing, one sliver of light in the darkness, and cling to it. Let gratitude grow from that spark. Feel it. Let it expand until it fills your mind, your heart, your body. And then do it again. Every moment you spend in these elevated states, you are rewiring yourself, reshaping your biology, reclaiming your power. Understand this. Your emotional state is the master key to your health. It is not optional. It is not secondary. It is the foundation upon which everything else rests. Ignore it, and you will suffer. Embrace it, and you will heal. So I ask you, what will you choose? Will you let anger and fear continue to dictate your life, dragging you deeper into chaos? Or will you rise above, harnessing the power of gratitude, joy, and love to reclaim your health and your future? This is your battle, and the enemy is not outside you. It is within. But so is the power to conquer it. Feel deeply, choose wisely, heal completely. Because the emotions you cultivate today will determine the life you live tomorrow. Will you wield this power, or let it destroy you? The choice is yours. Now rise and take back what was always meant to be yours. Lesson 8. Breaking free from survival mode. Do you feel it? The constant tension in your chest, the weight pressing on your shoulders, the relentless hum of anxiety in the back of your mind. This is survival mode, the state where your body and mind are stuck in an endless loop of stress and fear. It's the prison where most people live and die, never realizing the keys to freedom were always in their hands. Survival mode is not living. It is merely existing, reacting, running from imagined threats, and drowning in overanalysis. Your brain becomes a battlefield, your body a casualty, as stress tears through your system like a relentless storm. Your immune system weakens, your emotions spiral out of control, and your ability to think clearly? Gone, replaced by the instincts of a hunted animal. But let me tell you something. You are not prey. You were never meant to live like this. You were not born to cower, to cling to fear, or to be consumed by the chaos of survival. You were born to create, to thrive, to stand in your power and shape your reality. And the first step to reclaiming that power is to break free from survival mode. This begins with awareness. Survival mode thrives in the shadows, fueled by your ignorance of its grip. But when you shine the light of presence on it, its power begins to fade. Stop. Breathe. Feel the moment you're in, not the moments your mind keeps dragging you back to. Presence is your weapon. Use it. Shift your focus. Stop analyzing every threat, every failure, every possible outcome. Overanalysis is the parasite that feeds on your energy, keeping you stuck in fear. Trust the process. Trust yourself. The more you lean into trust, the more your mind and body can achieve coherence, a state where every part of you is aligned, balanced, and ready to thrive. Understand this. Coherence is not a luxury. It is survival's antidote. When your brain and body align, stress fades, creativity flows, and healing begins. You become more than a reactive being. You become a creator, capable of shaping your future instead of being a victim of your past. But breaking free will not be easy. Survival mode is seductive. It promises safety, even as it destroys you. It convinces you that fear is necessary, that overanalysis is protection. You must reject these lies. You must fight against the pull to sink back into the chaos. Start with small acts of presence. A breath, a moment of gratitude, a choice to let go of one fear, just one. Each step forward weakens survival's hold and strengthens your creative power. Each act of awareness is a brick in the foundation of your new life. And remember this: the power to heal, to create, to thrive has always been within you. The chains of survival mode were never locked. You only believed they were. Now it's time to see the truth. So I ask you, will you remain a prisoner of fear? Or will you rise and reclaim your freedom? Will you let survival mode define you? Or will you step into the creative force you were meant to be? The choice is yours, as it always has been. But know this: the world will not wait for you. Your body will not wait. Your future will not wait. Break free now, or remain trapped forever. Now, rise, breathe, and take your first step into the life you were meant to create. Survival is not enough. It's time to thrive. Will you? Lesson 9. Practical application and sustained change. You've come this far, facing the truth of your thoughts, emotions, and the power they hold over your life. But understanding isn't enough. Knowledge without action is just another chain, another illusion of progress, while you remain stagnant. The real question is this: will you take what you've learned and turn it into something real? Sustained change is not a burst of inspiration. It is not a fleeting moment of clarity. It is a relentless, daily battle against the patterns and habits that have controlled you for so long. And make no mistake, this practice is not for the faint of heart. It demands commitment, unwavering, ruthless commitment. You must show up every single day, not just when it's convenient, not just when you feel motivated, but every day, even when it feels impossible. Because success in this practice is not about perfection. It's about consistency. Every small, deliberate action builds the foundation of the life you want. This is a two-front war. From the top down, you must feed your mind, learning, growing, understanding the principles that govern your transformation. But from the bottom up, you must engage your body, shifting your physiology, creating coherence, and grounding your practice in reality. One without the other is hollow, incomplete. You must balance both, or you will fail. Self-assessment is your compass. Without it, you are lost, wandering aimlessly through your own mind. Reflect on your actions, your thoughts, your emotions. Are they serving you or sabotaging you? Be brutally honest. This is not a time for excuses or self-pity. See the truth and then adjust. Mindfulness is your shield. Life will not stop throwing chaos your way. Stress, fear, and frustration will come for you, trying to drag you back into old patterns. But mindfulness keeps you rooted, keeps you aware. It allows you to see the storm without becoming the storm. And then there's the hardest part, adjusting your emotional reactions. You've spent years, maybe decades, letting your emotions control you, dictating your actions, your thoughts, your health. That ends now. From this day forward, you take control. When anger rises, you pause. When fear whispers, you breathe. When doubt shouts, you silence it with action. This is not easy. Sustained change never is. But the alternative? Staying stuck. Watching your potential slip away, one unexamined moment at a time. That should terrify you more than the effort this practice demands. So, I ask you, are you willing to do what it takes? Will you commit to the daily grind, the unglamorous work of building a new self from the ground up? Will you confront yourself, your habits, your excuses, your failures, and use them as fuel instead of shackles? The power to change is already yours, but power without action is nothing. You must wield it, relentlessly, consistently, ruthlessly, every day. This is your path. It is not easy, but it is worth it. And in the end, when you've built the life you once thought impossible, you will realize something. The struggle was the gift. The battle was the blessing. Now rise, commit, act, and keep moving forward. Because sustained change isn't a choice. It's the only way. Will you fight for it, or will you let it slip away? The choice is yours. Make it count. Lesson 10. Transformation through adversity. There is no light without darkness, no growth without pain, no transformation without adversity. You may think your struggles are a curse, a weight too heavy to bear. But let me tell you the harsh truth that few are willing to face. Your pain is your greatest teacher, and your adversity is the forge in which you are remade. Do you think diamonds are born in comfort? No. They are forged under pressure, in the heart of the earth, where heat and force push them to their breaking point. You are no different. Without pressure, without the fire of adversity, you remain untested, unformed, fragile. But when crisis strikes, when life throws you to your knees, something extraordinary happens. You are forced to confront yourself. Not the polished version you show the world, but the raw, unfiltered truth of who you are. It is in these moments, when everything feels lost, that the seeds of transformation are planted. Pain demands change. It forces you to reevaluate the beliefs that no longer serve you, the behaviors that keep you stuck, the choices that chain you to a life you've outgrown. Adversity strips away the illusions, the excuses, the lies you've been telling yourself. What remains is the core of who you are, the starting point for who you can become. But here's the dark truth. Transformation is not guaranteed. Adversity doesn't automatically make you stronger. It can break you if you let it. The choice is yours. Will you let the pain consume you, or will you use it to fuel your growth? This process is not easy. It requires you to face the darkest parts of yourself. The fear, the doubt, the anger, the grief. You must sit with these emotions, not run from them. Let them teach you, shape you, and then let them go. Because they are not who you are. They are merely stepping stones on the path to who you're becoming. Understand this. Growth is not a gentle process. It is violent. It is raw. It requires destruction before creation. You must burn down the old version of yourself, the one that was too weak, too afraid, too comfortable, to make room for the person you were meant to be. And when you rise from the ashes, you will see the truth. Adversity was never your enemy. It was your ally, pushing you to discover strength you didn't know you had, to uncover potential you didn't know existed. So I ask you, will you let the challenges of life define you, or will you use them to transform? Will you cling to the pain, or will you let it propel you forward? The choice is yours, as it always has been. But know this, the greatest versions of ourselves are not born in comfort. They are forged in fire. And the fire you face now, it's not here to destroy you. It's here to awaken you. Now, rise, face the flames, and transform. Because the person you are meant to become is waiting on the other side of the struggle. Will you reach them? Or will you remain where you are, paralyzed by fear? The time to decide is now. Burn away the old and become the unstoppable force you were always meant to be. You've made it this far, through the raw truth, the challenges, and the call to rise above. But remember, the journey doesn't end here. The lessons we've shared today are not just ideas. They're tools, weapons for you to wield in the battle for your transformation. To our returning warriors, your commitment fuels this movement. Your hunger for growth and your refusal to settle are what make GrimFace stronger every day. Keep fighting, keep pushing, and keep proving that you're capable of more than the world expects. And to those new to the GrimFace movement, ask yourself, are you ready to step out of the shadows? To embrace the struggle, face the fire, and build the life you deserve? If you are, join us. Subscribe now and become part of a movement that refuses to be ordinary. This is your fight, your transformation, your chance to reclaim what's yours. Remember, you are not alone. We rise together, stronger with every step. Until next time, stay relentless, stay unbreakable, and never forget, the darkness is not your enemy, it's your proving ground. This is GrimFace. Keep rising.